Hello everyone and welcome back to another Tales of the Shire video. This is part 2 in my little playthrough. And we're just doing a little bit of gardening. But I'm really enjoying this game. And I think I'm surprisingly in the minority there. But I am remaining hopeful that it's going to keep getting better and better. For those who have missed the last video, I'll put it in the comments below. But we did have to just wait a little while for the village assessor to make up his mind whether or not Bywater is a village or not. So we check our post box, we frolic about, and we go to the town meeting to find out the results on whether we are a village or not. Very pressing matter, clearly happening before the events of Lord of the Rings, where the only thing that is annoying people is whether or not they have town or village status. But yeah, beautiful game, beautiful graphics. The game is not without its faults, and we will talk about that. But yeah, the cusp of this video is that we are hearing the outcome of the assessor, and we're figuring out who in the town can read letters. It seems this seems to be a running joke. But yeah, the premise of this whole thing is that Farmer Cotton wants village status to sock it to Sandyman, the mill owner. And it turns out, plot twist, that we do not have village status. Sad times, my friends, sad times indeed. But that gives us reason to improve every aspect of the town by following the village code. And I suppose the first setup is the first few activities that all of you will be doing is setting up the clubs again. Clubs and societies. It's like being in college again. So we have to try and unite the villagers under different clubs that will help improve our standing. So they are, of course, your typical cozy games, which are farming, foraging, fishing, and cooking. So lots of clubs that we're going to be the central member of. So it's going to be a lot of toing and froing between the different characters and kind of getting everyone on board and whatnot. I do think the game would be infinitely better if there was a bit of voice acting in it, because the dialogue is quite hilarious. And if you do have a chance, do read through everything, because the writers did a smashing job. It's kind of, there's a lot of text and a lot of reading. And I think it would have really put a little bit of charm in with a bit. Like Lily Cotton, she just looks like she has so much attitude and sass. We needed that. We needed that voice performance. Yeah, another rule of becoming a village, you have to have a wolf's head on your village gate. And you also need to report any sightings of goblins to the king. And for those who are not familiar with the Lord of the Rings timeline, goblins and orcs will become a pretty common thing soon. I think this is set before the events of Lord of the Rings, so yeah, the world as we know it is on a timeline, or a time limit. So we best enjoy this cozy Shire while we can. So yeah, we waited to hear the village campaign, and then we're just gonna frolic about. So one thing that is, I'm not gonna say annoying about this game, but there's a lot of kind of time cycles. So you kind of have to get yourself busy, wait for nightfall, go to sleep, and then wake up, and then you can continue on with the quests. So you do have to do a bit of foraging and a bit of kind of time meandering, which gives us the perfect excuse to bump into Hobson Hornblower, who is your soon-to-be local peddler. He has lots of trinkets and whatnot, and he is a good source of comedy. So he is a box of old pins, as sharp as dragon claws and as light as feathers. Basically, he finds a load of junk around the village and tries to sell it back to you and the townspeople. Not a man to be seen with, probably. But yeah, so Mr. Cotton is on strict orders not to buy anything from him, so he's looking for new customers, which is where we probably come in. So Yeah, so I suppose he's just an excuse to bop around the town and talk to more people and build up those trusty relationships. I wonder, can we invite him to dinner or for breakfast or a meal or whatnot? But yeah, he's got a wee stall there. Nothing you can really buy from, but anyway. So we're just going to keep frolicking around. And again, there's these nice little kind of like, you can see them, they're kind of like blue stars. If you see them, click on them, you get like a little cutscene. And I presume that helps develop the plot because you do get tales unlocked and completed. And basically the ones that I keep finding are just the Cottons versus Sandyman, where he doesn't want to sell flour, but he does want to sell flour, but he doesn't, and they want to buy it, but they don't, but they do. Usual village banter. But Rosie, the daughter, is more than capable of handling him. So they're gonna the excuse is she's just gonna put all 20 or 30 bags of flour into a giant pie, and who are we to argue with that? So yeah, I would recommend going off the beaten track and finding these little scenes. Who knows what they'll lead to eventually. There might be some quests or something that get unlocked. But yeah, so Village Life Flour Feud number 2 is completed. You can buy flour, oats, yeast and barley from Sandy Man. Quite expensive, so I'm not a fan of that. And then when you're frolicking around, you can find this mysterious lost package, which is just there beside a sheep. I didn't even see it. I was clicking to see if I could pet the sheep and somehow I found a package. So there you go. And we'll get to who that mysterious owner is in a little while. Stay tuned. But yes, we're in the pantry. We're just emptying all the backpack, which is criminally small. I don't think there's an expiration on food, so happy days. Gonna just run around. So we're waiting until evening time when we can actually fall asleep and start the next day. So we're just tending to crops, just collecting things, and I suppose actually, have we planted seeds here? I was going to wait until all of them are complete, but I might actually just plop some down. I don't know which ones we should do. There we go. A variety. Variety is always good. And we water. So it's nice kind of spin on gardening. And we have our can. Happy days. Now it's evening time. We're a lazy hobbit. Go to bed. Confirm. Done. I love these little transitions. They're really nice. So anyway, and it does say what day and how many days left of like a season. So I'm looking forward to when we have 9 days left in summer. I'm looking forward to changes that might happen. So yeah, there's a few quests in your postbox. So finding a cure for Fosco. He has a cold. You have an opportunity from the peddler. And then sorting out the clubs from Nora. So you get a few quests. So we just frolic around. It looks like nighttime, but it's actually dawn. It's actually really chillaxing and relaxing. So it's nice. It's like kind of like an action adventure kind of cozy game. It's really nice. Anyway, we go to Fosco Burrows and Nora Burrows' shop. So our reputation precedes us. We're the greatest hobbit to help set up the clubs. So we've got foraging clubs. We've got, as I said before, we've got foraging. We've got fishing. We have a cooking club. And we have a gardening club. So foraging, obviously Delphi's going to be the main one, but she's either tried to set this up before or has no interest in doing it, so we kind of have to cheese our way into getting her interested in managing it for us on behalf of us. And to do that, we have to recruit Daisy, who is the youngest hobbit, I think, in Bywater, and whose enthusiasm for all things foraging will hopefully be contagious. You'd think that they'd all be foragers though, given that they're, well, you know, hobbits.
Yay!
Oh, a little bit of voice work. And I am playing on PS5, and I've encountered no bugs, lads. A lot of people giving out online about bugs and whatnot. It's running quite smooth. So I can imagine maybe Switch, the edition, might be a bit problematic, but yeah, so we should look for another hobbit to join the Foraging Club. And Daisy, she's keen to have little adventures, and her enthusiasm is going to ignite Delphi's passion. Because otherwise, if there's not many people in the club, I suppose it's just kind of like a slave trade for like Delphi just to collect things for everyone. So we have to find a way to leave the shop. That was a good idea. And here we go to Violet's place, where Daisy is. So Daisy's her daughter. And again, I presume, given that she has her teddy and she's arguably smaller than everyone else, she is a child. I think she's missing a front tooth as well. Because you see like her kind of give an odd smile, she's got that kind of toothy grin. So yeah, she's being taught how to read and write, which is a big thing. We're pro-literacy on this channel. We do have to ask permission though. What's a foraging club? Violet to me seems to be like the mob boss. She seems to rule everything with an iron fist. She supposes it's a useful skill. I thought Delphine was going... Delphi is going to run it. She is, but we just have to kind of hoodwink her into it. We've got all that wood to move in the workshop. I need you to help. I can help. So that's what I'm here for. Making life easier for all you virtual people. Now this took me a little while, lads, because I didn't know what the wood looked like. But if you're stuck like me, you can take a shortcut. It's literally just these little things down here by the, kind of on the hill. I thought you had to cut it, you had to dig for it. Didn't know where it was. So it's near those tree trunks. And then after that, return with the wood to Willow. So yeah, there's a lot of going from A to B to C to D, back to A and B. But it's not too bad. It's kind of chillaxed, so you can bang out these quests quite easily enough, I think. After giving the wood to Willow, she's okay with Daisy skiving off to join the Foraging Club. So after recruiting Daisy, we go over to Delphi, who's over in that kind of like forgotten wooded part. But on our way, you can see there on the corner of the screen. So I just caught it there. More of those kind of sparkling fairy lights, which means there's a kind of a possible cutscene. So by doing this, our good friend Hobson is here to try and pawn off something to Willow, who, let's be honest, does not take any prisoners. Trying to sell her hinges, which, listen, she seems like she could maybe use them. Very funny. So it kind of turns out that how she judges a hobbit is by their cart. And because he's got a shoddy cart, she's not thinking too highly of our lovely Hudson Hornblower. So then you can talk to Hobson, and he has a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for you, which we can't wait to hear about. And basically, he has... it's kind of like, do you remember those like magazines you used to sign up for and you get like a piece of something every month or every week? So he has the equivalent of that in Hobbit world, which is a cutlery set. And he just wants someone to sign up to receive dining supplies, teaspoons, dessert spoons, and more spoons, for a silver penny a week. It's a steal, lads. Now, despite no matter what you answer, you end up kind of falling for this or being left on the hook of selling it to other people, which is probably going to put you at odds with everyone else who thinks then that you are too a scammer. Nothing cozy about scamming. But yeah, I suppose maybe because we're nice people, we're going to indulge in his little Ponzi schemes for the moment. So yeah, you receive the dwarven fork, and we're all the better for it. And we can cross the water. We're going to go back to Nora and report that the Foraging Club is ready to ambush Delphi. Yeah, start by asking. Yeah, this is like such a reverse psychology. It's like we have to ask for help, not set up the club. So we're coaxing her in and whatnot. So after that, we hightail it to Delphi, where there's a load of quests actually for you to do. So remember, Fosco has some sort of sniffles problem, and we have to like find herbs or something for, which we'll get to at some point. She's a bit sad. Oh, because of Fosco. Bleh. Oh, does this belong to you? So we found out who the package should have been delivered to. So a cousin's lost package. There we go. The grand reveal. So it was flowers that were delivered. Hopefully they are still intact. You have to think of something to send back. Why not? Something sentimental. Flowers from her own garden. Oh. Delphinium seeds. So we got our own flower seeds. Flowers is something I didn't really know we could garden in this game. And now here we have the Foraging Club, where we are going to ambush Delphi, who will teach us how to pick berries. Things we've been doing already since we started this game. So she seems well up for the idea. So maybe Nora misjudged her enthusiasm. So we're not a club until we forage something. So then we just have to follow Delphi. So you just have to talk to her, let's go. And she'll bring us to a special zoned place where there's like 2 or 3 nodes that you can forage. So to make sure that we can't escape, she's made sure to put a load of brambles and twigs and sticks on the exits. We're secretly being kidnapped. So we're in this little kind of trail here. So we have to follow Delphi, who is walking at a snail's pace. I look like I'm the only kind of one looking forward to the foraging. So we've already got currants. Yeah, see, there's no escape. Now, probably not a good idea to be foraging, because Delphi's going to give you a quest to forage, so we want to make sure that the things we collect are triggered. Nothing this side. Oh, there's... No, I just wanted to talk to the bush beside you. Yeah, we got a currant. That's 1, 2. Oh, and we got a penny bun, which is, I presume, a mushroom. And there we go, lads. The Foraging Club has been set up officially. GG easy. So I'd imagine maybe with foraging, there's like bounty boards. Maybe you have to get like things for people and supplies that you have to like collect. So what happens now? Yeah, we'll put a club notice board in the ivy bush. Okay, and there'll be objectives, probably. Or orders. Next bit is in Fishing Club, and Delphi has the good idea of cooking a meal for old Noakes, and that will surely change his mind about resetting up and establishing a fishing club. But first we have to ask Marigold how to convince him.
Hey.
So she's probably going to repeat what Delphi says, because it is a good suggestion, and it would probably make more use of the food mechanic, the kind of dinner party thing that we haven't really had much experience with. And I suppose unless it's part of a quest, you're not really going to be that inclined to do it either. So yeah, we want to start a fishing club. We want to ask old Noxie. Not her with a wee pet name for him. So yeah, it says share a meal with old Noakes. So you know what that means, lads. We have to hightail it. Well, we have to get stuck in the level first. We have to hightail it to our writing desk. And we have to plan a meal. Now, it took me ages to figure it out that you have to actually ask 2 people. So we're going to get Marigold as well. Noakes and Marigold. Now, it does have a warning, currently not enough meals in backpack or pantry, but we'll settle on that in a wee sec. Now, this did actually cause me a little bit of concern, because I was like, I actually can't cook anything. And by looking at the ingredients, I need either rhubarb, an onion, or flour to make something. Now, we have a bit of time on our hands, so we can go out and try and find or buy these supplies. If anyone can tell me where you buy the veg, that'd be great, because Cotton seems to only sell the seeds. So unless maybe we have to get the gardening club set up and then we can buy things from Rosie, the only thing we can actually get at this moment is flour. So we go to Sandyman, and it triggers that dwarven dining set quest that we got from the peddler. And he's obviously going to tell us to try and pawn it off on Mr. Cotton. The rivalry is alive and well, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, you do get a bit of quests and banter by finding those cutscenes. So now that that's finished, we go and we will buy. Jeez, there's the flour's a bit dear. We could literally buy 2 of them, so that should be enough to cook for Noakes and Marigold. Now, as we were flying back home, we did bump into Mr. Cotton, and we're going to ask him if he would like to buy our dwarven spoon. We have a loading screen. Very rare we get one of them. And Lily is on the case to make sure we don't sell it to him, which is the first stroke against her name. So we'll just keep the fork. Yes, as a reminder not to get caught up in him. So we got a fork, lads. Goodbye. So, that was a short-lived quest. But if we keep frolicking here, you can see more of those little stars, and that will trigger the next part of the eternal war between Rosie and her father and Lily and Sandyman. So it's all about the flower that was being bought. Lily asking and Mr. Cotton asking, what's this they're all hearing about a giant pie? Who knew buying flour was so controversial? Think about that next time you're in the shops. And there we go. That is the flower feud. The next step in it finished. So we're going to teleport back home. There is no fast travel, but we're just going to cut out me getting lost on the way home. And we're going to make the only thing we can do, which is tuck, burrow, picolets, which I'm not entirely sure what they are. They look kind of like a cookie biscuit kind of cracker thing. So yeah, oh wow, they're really tender. So I'm probably going to mess this up because I don't know how to get that tender of a dish. Well, we have to frying pan it maybe. So we can toss the frying pan. I don't know whether that does anything to... I presume we just have to... Yeah, tender. It has to be incredibly tender. So we just have to wait for it to go to the very end, I presume. That didn't really go the full way at all. So maybe it depends on the type of food you put in, like the type of ingredients. Maybe you can get more tender. So we're just going to do it again. So we make one for Noakes and one for Marigold. I do think in the post they do tell you what kind of meal they enjoy best, but listen lads, they're just going to enjoy what I give them. Until my repertoire and recipes expand, and we also have food in the pantry. This is literally all I can cook. Here we go. It's a little bit different texture than the other one. And there we have it. Nighttime, which means we can actually get lost in the house. No, we're going to bed. There we go. Lovely little transitions. No goblins or orcs in sight. And it gives us a little progress report. So this is the day we can invite Noakes and Marigold over and then hopefully set up the fishing. So to do that we have to refresh our memories and go over to the dining table. Would you like to begin your shared meal? Absolutely. There they are. We go into furniture mode, we put down 2 meals. There we go. Oh, that's just what I'm craving. Happy days. I didn't see what Marigold said, but I presume it's a compliment. I wonder, can you do things wrong? Like, could they have an awful time? Who's to know? Oh, he's happy out. Careful now, lads, they're spicy. Oh, she's happy. Well, see, it's a free meal. Who'd deny that? And I have a random slice of it too. Good stuff. Cravings satisfied. Okay, so I presume that you can mess it up. After that, we're going to be treated to a little conversation with Noakes at the riverside. So Bywater needs to be a village. Why? So Cotton can feel more prouder as he struts around the farm. Why do you have to be angry all the time? Why do you have to go around snooping all the time? Touché. You've talked too much already. Okay, so there's the club officially but unofficially done. I heard you have something for me. Oh yeah, so every time you have a shared meal, remember, they have items and recipes for you. So magnificent summer fish soup. We're expanding the repertoire. We just need to catch a few fish for that, I presume. But soups are easy to make, so I presume you just throw a little bit of veg in and it'll be grand. Talk to Farmer Cotton about setting up the gardening club. And that will bring you to his farm, which is 1 billion miles away, so we have a loading screen. And here we have the Cottons, minus young Cotton. So Lily maintains he has more than enough to do in the farm without setting up a gardening club, which means it's probably going to fall upon Rosie to manage. It has to be run by a Cotton after all. Sexist. You can't run a gardening club. Are you good enough, Rosie? Let's have a competition. So yeah, Rosie's going to give you a few tips on how to grow good vegetables, but you probably already have harvested at least a 2-star veg. So all you have to do is just make sure that's in your inventory and you'll, spoiler, win the competition. So all we have to do is fly back to the pantry and hope that we have a 2-star of something. If not, you're going to have to try and wing it by growing it, by whatever parenting advice Rosie has. Certain vegetables grow better in the company of others. So like with like. Seems simple enough. So we just fly back to the... Okay, so this is interesting. While we were going home, we bumped into Hobson again outside of Willow's place. And it turns out that the cart that Hobbs had, the wheel broke off, which is exactly what Willow warned. If you had a bad cart. Which? She knows the future. So she wants payment. The writing in this is quite funny. I do enjoy it. The moral of the story: if you're a mechanic, you can fleece people better than if you're a tradesman or a salesman. No, she did. She said it made him look bad. That's what I told him at the time. Sorry, Hobson, you lose. Oh, oops. I did it because I didn't want Hobson to hurt himself. But you could have just told me. You wouldn't have listened. I might have done. Looking after people is more important than selling junk. Ooh. So Violet can read people the house down. Or not Violet, sorry, Willow. So these are nice little cutscenes. Character development. All that fun jazz. Goodbye. So we were on our way to the pantry. There we are. And is there anything 2-star? Oh, there, we have 2-star beans. Is there anything else that's 2-star? Oh, we have 2-star maize. We're just going to take a few 2-star just in case she's picky. And then get our way back to Rosie. Here they are. She's never seen better. She expect any worse or any less. Plot twist, we're going to win. I'm going to praise her even though she had nothing to do with growing these nice veg. And there we go, we're going to humble him to no end. The vegetable appears off camera. We didn't grow anything, I did. But I suppose we'll dig her up. So yes, she can run the gardening club. Well, hey. Oh, okay, at least she did not acknowledge we'd done most of the work. Where's the gardening club finished then, lads? And then we convinced Lily, it's a cotton-centric place, isn't it? There's Lily there. About the cooking club. So she's been wanting to get a cooking club set up for years. This is the last of the clubs that we have to set up, lads, so the end is in sight. This is a nice, quick and easy one. So, Orlo and Fosco probably will not be any good. We'll go with Neffy, whoever that is. Neffy. So okay, so Neffy must be some sort of a mender. Neffy will be at her forge in Bywater, so she must be able to fix the broken mixing bowl. Now, Neffy's a little bit tricky to find because of the kind of rabbit's warrens maze that is the town square, but if you go through the shops towards the back, you'll find Neffy's forge, where there is a duck wearing a helmet. And is Neffy a woman or a man? I've seen she being used, but she's a hairy woman. So yes, this is the first talking with Neffy, so there's no real talk about a mixing bowl. Neffy's just talking to young Tom Cotton about things like destiny and fulfillment and objectives and life goals and whatnot. Very motivating stuff. After Tom goes away, scram. So nice to meet you, Neffy. And again, there's just a little bit of a culture clash where Neffy doesn't really understand our way of speaking.
Yeah.
Relatable when you have an accent. So we're going to cut to the chase, and we have a broken bowl that Neffy will fix if they have their tools, and we have to find their tools. Oh, and the duck's name is Little. Perfect name for a duck, if you ask me. So yeah, can you fix this mixing bowl? No. Okay, GG. Game over. It's not possible. I need my hammer and my foraging tongs. Here's my hammer. But she dropped the tongs. Bit of a slip up there. No mention of thongs here. So yes, the tongs. Tongs. So the way to get down there is hightail it back this way. Take the side. Ooh, I'm going to pick up the hops. Take this side lane. Loot everything you can while you pass. It's a nice little scenic route. The birds will try and point you in the wrong direction, but you'll get the tongs there. And if these tongs... Now you can go this way up here. It's just kind of like a little pathway, shortcut. Now don't go through the shop because the shop leads to the balcony. You have to go around the outskirts once more. And Ladle's going to get in the way. Try and give him a wee pet. Give the tongs. And here's the mixing bowl. This will be the finest again. Way. GG easy. Lovely little animation. I wonder, is foraging actually going to be like a skill? I don't know. Unless maybe you just go to Nephew for all your fixing needs. So return the repaired bowl to Lily. We're on the home stretch now, lads. So we're in the pub where Lily is hiding in a maze. Hello. So give her the bowl. Turns out she's got loads of bowls. She just wanted that fixed because it's ours for cooking. She's generous. I take all that bad stuff that I said about you back, Lily. You're A-okay in my book. So then the final thing to setting up a cooking school or cooking club or cookery place is to get to Marigold, who runs the inn. And to do that, I suppose this is going to be the hub for all the clubs because it's kind of like a bounty board where this is where you go for like objectives or tasks or quests or requests and whatnot, I presume. So Marigold is all okay about the club notice boards, but she just forgets where they are. Now at the very start of this, I thought that you're looking for actual boards to hang up. So I went for a little wander anyway, because I think she said something about them being on the roof. And you can actually go up that little path there. Now I thought originally that this was like a mistake. And I was like, oh, there's loads of different kinds of places to go. And then I noticed at the very bottom there, there's a clear. See in the bottom right corner you can clear, press X to clear. And that actually gets rid of all that ivy because, hey presto, behind that is the boards you were looking for. Well, look at that. She never would have found them. She has a dirty establishment. So yeah, we deserve a rest. So the clubs are back to Bywater. You get a load of different items. Baby marrow, strawberry jam, all that kind of good stuff. And then you're left with the overarching quest, wait for the village result, wait to hear back about the village campaign. So again, you have to end your day. I think this is a good point to end this video, lads. We've done a lot. We've set up the clubs. You get access to club progression, loads of different options and different levels to jump in. So yes, I hope, lads, you are all enjoying Tales of the Shire as much as I am. Hope you enjoyed this video. Drop us a like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. And until next we meet, look after yourselves, be good, and take care.